Hey howdy hey, welcome to You'd Better Ask Brian, where I, Brian the Bunny Rabbit, will be answering your questions. We start off quickly with questions that I missed out on from last week, from Very TV. Have you been to CBeebies Land at Alton Towers? No, I haven't, but my wife Brianna and her kids did. They thought they had a fab time. Do you think CBBC should have its own area in a theme park? That would have been a great idea. If you're thinking about CBBC from the 2000s, I reckon there would be attractions like an interactive dark ride based on The Secret Show. Ed and Oucho's Inventing Shed would be nice, where you would make things and explore stuff. There will be an adventure playground loosely based on Ravon. Rossley would have his own Shoots cinema showing CBBC programs. Oh, and think about Justin's House Pie-O-Matic Factory being there as well, when it's actually based on both Get Your Own Back with Dave BP, and Dick and Dom, and it's a Gunko-Matic Factory this time. So, what do you think of that then? And if you had a chance to return a scrapped project of yours to the drawing board, what would it be? I know. Brian's Kids TV Marathon, and my wife Brianna's Blankety Blank. Even when they both take many exhausting hours to make. Now we get on to this week's questions. The first three for this week come from somebody called Dushy Thong, the main one for Zoog Disney. Okay? Which comedy show do you love, You've Been Framed, or TV Burp? Both of them. Boy, how I love Saturday night entertainment. Which country do you love, the UK, or Kenya? The UK. And what do you think of Skatoony? I've seen clips of it, but it's not my bag, I'm afraid. Thanks for asking though. He also says, did you like CBeebies and CBBC when they launched in 2002? Yes, I did. It was a good way of launching new channels for the right ages of the kids' audience shares. CBeebies was for the under 6-year-olds, and CBBC's own channel was for over 5s. Next we have three more questions from Wilder Wonka. Do you think TV Burp would come back after a long hiatus? That remains to be seen. How do you feel that the pre-2007 CBeebies programs are extinct now that 64 Zoo Lane is permanently off the air? Well, unlike most people who are argumentative about old shows not being on anymore, I'd say to them, we've had our era of channels like this with shows like that, and so it is time for everything to change for a new audience, even though it does indeed look very different. I have got a point, you know. And do you agree that Top of the Pops was awful in the 80s, because they kept playing upbeat saccharine and artificial musicians and not real talent like the late Prince and all that? Well, I know how you feel about that, but I myself actually enjoy it. I love Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Tears for Fears, Duran Duran, Jimmy Somerville and a few others, but I suppose you don't for the same reason. Not that I would be teasing you or anything, just saying. Neslover94 asks, what do you think of the Addams Family? Ahem. You rank? I find it quite good, yes, a real classic series. Oscar Barnett asks, would you like it if there was a channel called Kids Retro, that would show every single children's program from 1950 to 2005? Well, I would have liked that. But we've already got Classic Kids Channel and Classic Kids Channel 2 showing all those programs with the same idea as yours. Ruth Barron may have sent in 6 questions over the limit of 5, but I'll be answering them anyway. Don't you worry. If you could be any character from Thomas and Friends, who would you be? No one, because it's impossible to turn myself into a train. Can I recall the last time I went on holiday? Devon. I've had a good rehibernation there at those fields. Who's the narrator on a show called Cloud Babies? Although it's not my bag, I've heard it was none other than Jimmy Hibbert who narrated it, and he also voiced the son in it as well. How old was Mandy Miller when she recorded the song Nellie the Elephant? 15, or 16? Your favorite episode of Sooty's Amazing Adventures? I don't have one, I like them all the same. And what's your favorite letter of the alphabet? B, because that's the first letter of my name. Now those 5 questions from Harry Humble. What do you think of Playhouse Disney altogether? Well, Back when there were pre-recorded continuity with Dave and Alex, and when there were short 3-minute segments stringed in with the programs, it was all great. They didn't copy CBeebies unlike most people would have said. Everything was connected to Disney characters and songs. Also in the Playhouse, do you like Jason Anthony and that other presenter in the purple collared shirt? Yes, I do. The other presenter you were on about was, I believe, Michelle James, an ex-Endemol Shine member who plays Pumpkin in the Story Garden, which is like an interactive version of Jason's Circle Time. Do you think Playhouse Disney went downhill when they got rid of the continuity due to budget cuts? Yes, I should think so, and I wasn't very keen on that. Do you think the British Disney networks should have aired more geek entertainment content other than Sabrina, or do you think they were better off on Pop? I personally believe they were better off on Pop. And did you know that there are real-life Pokémon Center stores? Yes, I do know about that. There's one in London, and plenty more in other countries of the world. Next we have 3 questions from Willow. What's your favorite fight on TV? Burp. Oh, there was so many, wasn't there? Such a choice to make. One of my favorites has to be Count Duckula vs Avenger Penguins, because unlike them fighting against each other, the penguins had to run over Duckula with their bikes. You know what I mean. What would you like for Christmas? A new powerful blender, to make more carrot juice and fruit punch. And do you remember Art Attack? Yes, I do love Art Attack. The original, not the Disney one. And are you going to do a countdown of the top 10 best TV burp moments? I don't really think so, because the best of TV burp with plenty of best moments is good enough for us to make. Daisy May Hansel asks, do you like the Lion and the Bear from the Teletubbies? It's okay. I believe it got banned at some stage, because it wasn't just funny to you. It was also very scary for younger toddlers. Yes, it's true. Thomas's Life asks, what's your opinion on Ryan's Mystery Playdate and Ricky's Zoom? Never seen them. Never will. Enough said. JAW 772 has 5 more questions. Have you heard of Havakazu? Yes, I have. It was a good starter of an early show for Channel 5's milkshake slot in the 90s. It was also lost media as well, along with the Channel 5 remake of Dapple Down Farm. Did you know that the continuity links from Playhouse Disney UK was filmed at Leaves Den Studios in Hertfordshire? Yes, I did. The same studio where they filmed Harry Potter, and because of that, it's now a tourist attraction for the making of Harry Potter. Which Captain Scarlet series from Jerry Anderson do you prefer? Mistrans, or New Captain Scarlet? The original Mistrans series all the way. Have you heard of Torchy the Battery Boy? Yes, I have, and it is quite creepy in my opinion. And have you heard of Skippy the Bush Kangaroo? Yes, I have. It's a good series from Australia. Jack Williams has 4 questions now. Who are your favorite characters from NG Benji? NG Benji himself, Dan the Van, Pilot Pete, Astronaut Al, and Fisherman Finn. What's your favorite scene from Finding Nemo? It's a Pixar film with the many Pixar references in the background. I like that. And I also like the scene with Marlin and Dory hopping on some jellyfishes. Have you ever seen the BBC children's promos from 1998, 1999, and 2001? Yes, I certainly have, and they all had a good variety of merchandise based on programs from back in the day. The last promo from 2001 turns out to be very rare, because it only ever seen on 2 Tweenies videos released that year. And what are your favorite episodes of Curlton and the Wheelies? The very first Cosgrove Hall series, yes, well, Curlton and the Silent Spell, Spot the Happiness Dragon, and Curlton Gets His Wheels. Louis Walkden has 5 more questions. Are Sonic Sat AM and Gadget Boy owned by Wild Brain? Yes, they are. What's your opinion on Dr. Snuggles? It's pretty good. I have a DVD of it actually, which is this one from Firefly. There was plans for a reboot of Dr. Snuggles to be made by Imagination in 2002, with Jim Broadbent as Snuggles himself, and John Culshaw as Uncle Bill. But because fans of the original thought it was so awful, they rejected it. Shame. Are Pigeon Street and Williams Wish Wellingtons blocked by BBC Studios? Yes, they are on the internet, sadly. Which books are adapted from Enid Blyton's Enchanted Lands? I know, The Magic Faraway Tree, and The Magic Wishing Chair. And are there episodes of Grisly Tales for gruesome kids that have nudity? I've not seen enough episodes of it for years, so I can't remember. Unless they showed bottoms. 5 more questions from our Ola on Gala. What seasons of Pokemon do you love? Well, I grew up with the original, and I like Advanced Chronicles the spin-off, and Diamond and Pearl. The second question doesn't make much sense to me, so I'll skip that one. Did you know there's an English version of an Arabic children's channel called Space Toon? No, I didn't. Are you a fan of the City and Yes eras of Cartoon Network? I only like the idents themselves. And did you know that SIP Animations, which was supposed to have a 3rd series, but it got cancelled? Why no, I'm afraid I didn't. I'm not sure if I'm right here, but I think that may be because of the animation studio's closure in 2008. Steve Nowles asks, have you heard of Thornemi Video? Yes, I have. That was around probably when the VHS tape was born because of the quality of what they released and their logo. You know what I mean, don't you? There's 5 more questions now from Zach. Have you ever seen Wallace and Gromit's A Grand Day Out? Yes, I have, many times, a brilliant short film and the first featuring the famous plasticine bear. Have you heard about You Are You Masao, and An American Tale 3 The Mystery of the Night Monster? I haven't heard about the first film you mentioned there, but I know about the other one. Did LSD perform the songs Angels in Your Eyes, Audio, Mountains, and Heaven Can Wait? Yes, they did. Do you think DW was determined to watch Mr. Who's It from the Arthur episode DW and Mr. Who's It? Yes. And have you seen any Godzilla Land merchandise because it's Godzilla's 65th birthday? Yes, I have, thanks to you. And happy belated birthday to Godzilla too. Aaron Edward Mann has 4 questions now. Did you enjoy that Playhouse Disney Dave and Alex website? Yes, I did, thank you very much. Do you remember Cartoon Network's Meaty Mondays, Mega Mondays, and Mince Pie Mondays? Yes, I do actually. I remember seeing promos of them. Which series of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire do you prefer? Classic Chris Tarrant or modern Jeremy Clarkson? Classic Tarrant all the way. And do you know about the guy who cheated on Millionaire called Charles Ingram? Yes, I did. And the last 5 questions come from Anna. Do you remember the banana splits? Yes, I do remember them, and I'm not surprised they got involved with a horror movie that came out earlier this year. Crikey. Did you know that Cadbury did Smash in the 80s? Yes, I did. For MASH, get Smash. Do you know Mr. Blobby? Why, of course I do. The last time I saw him was on Bright Lunch when he was hidden in the secret room fiddling about with the continuity desks. Do you know about Doraemon? I've heard of it, but never seen it. And finally, do you like Yorkshire puddings? Oh yes, I love them. They really fit in when the Sunday roast comes and goes along every week. Come to think of it, I might have some now. Remember to send me more questions below for next week. Cheerio.